everybody. Welcome to Unleashing Web3 Potential, Advancing Next Indonesian Unicorns with NXC International Summit 2022. Saya Dila Karintaryani. With pleasure, I will help you navigate all this information that we can extract dari seorang expert in Metaverse, which is completely new and exciting for all of us. In this webinar that we call Metaverse, A Vision to the Future. Semua ini berangkat dari perjalanan kita menuju ke NXC International Summit yang akan terjadi tanggal 28 Agustus hingga 2 September. Yang serunya adalah tahun ini setelah sekian tahun kita melakukan NXC untuk teman-teman startups untuk melengkapi gap di like the Death Valley, Series B, in all the different industry, baik logistics, kemudian e-commerce, all the unicorns yang kita sudah lihat sebelumnya. Sekarang tahun ini kita belajar completely mengenai Web3. Tujuannya adalah to completely melihat potensi dan meraih semua apa yang bisa kita dapatkan dari kesempatan adanya Metaverse dan semua Web3 ini. So, I think kalau saya yang ngomong agak kurang informatif gitu ya, and therefore it is my pleasure to announce our speaker today adalah Steven Ng, the CEO of Metaverse Indonesia, is a part of WIR Group that presents the International Summit NXC 2022. But Steven, hello.
Hello, how are you, Dila? Great to be here.
Good. Yeah, good to be here. Hey, this is going to be a very interesting conversation, yeah. Shall I call you Mas, yeah?
By all means, silakan. Mas Steven, okay.
Mas Steven. Okay, so Mas Steven, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. I mean, I guess you are presenting the NXC International Summit, and what's interesting is that only this year we are actually diving deep into Web3, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. I think it is something that everyone is currently very interested in. Not a day gone by without, a seminar on Web3, a webinar on Metaverse, on NFT, and so on and so forth. So it's good that NXC is also giving the opportunity for the audience to learn about Web3.
Absolutely. So I think we have friends here. Our audience we have students, we have fresh grads, and we have also professionals that are looking forward to being a part of like what's going on with Web3. Then aku bahasanya campur-campur. I hope it's okay.
No, go ahead. No problem.
Diverse audience here, but yeah. I guess we should dive into. We had a conversation about Web3 before, so. Yeah. With you, I think we should dive right into Metaverse. And if you can just share with us, what is Metaverse?
Yeah, so again, Metaverse is currently a major buzzword in the world of technology, in the world of business, in the world of finance, and even recently in the world of education. So like every buzzwords, sometimes the definitions can be fuzzy. It really depends on who you're talking to. Sometimes it is also contested, and most of the time the definition is shaped by the ambitions of the people, who's using the term Metaverse. But for us at WIR Group, we believe Metaverse is a collective virtual shared space. It includes all the augmented and virtual worlds. It is a place where we, the inhabitants can work, can play, can learn, can create, can shop, and do all the things that can give us economic benefits.
Hello. Hi, team. Okay, I think Mas Steven got kicked out from the Zoom. AR and VR tools where we can do business as usual.
I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Please continue. I fill in the gap.
Yeah. So again, I was saying the metaverse. It is a current buzzword, and definitions can be fuzzy. But again, at WIR, we believe it is a virtual shared space. I think it has been mentioned many times in many different webinars that the term metaverse was introduced back in 1992, as written in a novel by Neil Stephenson. And basically only today we are seriously talking about metaverse and seriously exploring about metaverse. We do need to understand that metaverse doesn't happen in the last 6 months alone. Metaverse, the evolutions into metaverse has happened in the past 20 years or so. So it is a natural evolutions from Web 2 into Web 3, and the basically it's an augmentation of computing. So that's what we believe metaverse is, Dila. Yeah.
Shared space in a virtual world.
Yeah, I don't know whether you remember a video game called Second Life. It was launched in 2003. I don't know whether you remember that, or some of the audience probably hasn't been born.
The audience, yeah, I heard, and that was a big deal waktu itu karena a lot of conversation happened around that. Katanya, ya udah, itu adalah literally, it's called Second Life, dan itu ditreat sebagai kehidupan kedua oleh.
So Second Life kalau kita lihat di tahun 2003, it actually fulfills many roles of the imagined for the metaverse today. Cuma di saat itu belum ada teknologi Web 3 gitu ya. Jadi semua bentuk perekonomian di dalam Second Life pada saat itu tidak bisa dibuktikan seperti sekarang kita punya blockchain gitu ya. Jadi pada saat itu di Second Life sudah ada virtual ekonominya, sudah ada currency-nya. Even today, Second Life meskipun tidak sepopuler dulu, the GDP is still about $600 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it is still very much popular, even though not as popular as before. Gitu. Dan yang menarik, foundernya, kalau Dila sempat baca, the founder actually left the company. And then when Metaverse in the past few months popular balik, dia kembali lagi ke company-nya and decided, hey, I think there's a Second Life for the Second Life.
Yeah, wow. Okay. That's interesting. Soalnya kalau ngomongin game, I know Indonesia, well, at least di Asia, we are quite the biggest spender ya, Mas.
Yes, we are still the largest, the number one company when it comes to gaming.
Yeah. So do you think Indonesians spend a lot of money di Second Life juga? Meaning that kalau misalnya memang iya, I don't know if you have statistics for this, tapi kalau memang kita adalah big spender on Second Life juga, meaning that Indonesians are very well adjusted to that kind of virtual reality.
Yeah, I don't think Indonesians are familiar with Second Life, simply because in 2003, even for us Indonesians, it was still the beginning of internet for us. 2003, I think that was before the first .com bubble burst ya. Jadi for us Indonesian, di 2003 masih jauh dari Second Life. Meskipun I know a couple of my friends, they were doing quite well selling stuff on Second Life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, kalau gitu, now that Metaverse is like arriving, then it's not just a game, it's a whole reality yang mau mengajak everybody, all walks of life untuk ikutan and do business and just live life in Metaverse. What do you think, what kind of behaviors will change nih, specifically for Indonesians, yeah? How do you think Metaverse will change our behaviors?
Okay, I think if we talk about behaviors, it's actually quite interesting because with Metaverse, you can definitely express yourself in new and exciting ways. Just imagine each person, each of us can have a character that represent ourselves in the Metaverse in the form of avatar or avatars. Right? You can have one avatar to represent you, or you can have 10 different avatars to represent you. So we will learn how to express pieces of ourselves through these avatars in ways that we may not be able to do before in real life. So the ability to try on different skins, for example, that might help you to be more confident in the metaverse. So I think those are some of the behavior changes that we might be able to see in the metaverse. Perhaps because of that, we can become a more accepting and tolerant people as well, especially in the workspace. I think you will agree with me. One of the challenges at the office or at the workplace is unconscious bias. Right? Right. Like every single of us has some form of unconscious bias that sometimes reflects in our actions at work, right? So we think with Metaverse, because you represent yourself in an avatar, these unconscious biases will begin to fade away.
Okay, good. You cannot be biased with avatar.
Yes. Yes, you cannot be biased with avatar because you don't see the actual person. You don't see their color, or you don't see their, outer. I can be looking like a proper avatar, but behind the screen, the real me could be in my sleeping pajamas, looking messy and stuff like that. But when you see your avatar with the other avatar, you remove all the unconscious biases. Yeah, so I think that would be something interesting. Yeah,
I think,
and of course, sorry, go ahead, Dila.
Please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, of course, with Metaverse, work will feel like play. That's why we have the term play and earn, right? So that will change our behavior as well.
Yeah, there's play and earn. That's like another phenomena. Untuk sekarang mungkin masih bisa disebut like a phenomenon about play and earn, and that's what the younger crowd is very well on board on this. And just to confirm, Mas Steven, do you think Metaverse ini sudah diciptakan atau at least sudah dipikirkan from 20 years ago? It's being implemented now, tapi itu diciptakan oleh Gen X, or even the baby boomers probably created this.
It is a natural progression sih. If you look at the internet, the web 1.0 ke 2.0 dan ke sekarang, you see the major difference adalah the rise of privacy, right? I think Josh also mentioned that in his webinar in the last sessions. The rise of privacy, the rise of creator economy, augmented computing power. Those are the next evolutions after Web 2.0. Jadi it's simply a natural thing to do. I think you might also want to point out the changes in behavior. I mean, if I talk to my daughter, she doesn't say "I love you" anymore, Dad. She sent me a love emoji, right? So that's how she expressed her love to me, through the love emoji. Instead of saying and walking up to me and say, "Hey Dad, I love you." No, she doesn't do that. She sent me an emoji. So that's already a change of behavior in the next generations.
Okay, it does really change the way we interact in a way. But if you have difficulties doing it verbally, which a lot of us have, especially the new generation, text is the way.
Yeah,
so do you think Metaverse is targeted specifically for Gen Z, Mas? Or
I wouldn't say Gen Z is the main target, but I believe Gen Z will be the first adopter of Metaverse, simply because they're super familiar with gaming world. Yeah.
And the rest will follow, I hope.
And the rest will definitely follow. I mean, look at our own parents. I don't know, does your dad still subscribe to newspaper or magazines?
No.
Yeah. No anymore, right? I have a 70-year-old father who doesn't even subscribe to newsletter anymore. Yeah, well, but he still reads online newsletter. So the rest of the generation will follow, even with Metaverse.
Yeah, he used to ask me untuk like read the newspaper with him and just sit down and have that. Yeah. Nowadays, he literally, I'm not even kidding, he would send me links to Dailysocial and be like, "Oh yeah, this is what's happening." So he wants to be a part of my life, of my industry, that he actually he thinks like, all right, Dailysocial and like other media.
Yeah. So it's all about collaborative environment, I think, these days. I mean, in the past, the news gets around through the media, right? Through traditional media. These days, news get around through your father and my father. So the whole experience become a collaborative experience, a collaborative environment, and I think that's will be further enhanced by the metaverse.
Wow, yeah, we have to all get on board with that. But then the next question would be, kalau misalnya, I'm sorry for the mixed language. I think it's, so we're all casual. Biar semuanya.
Yeah, well, no worries. Yep.
Metaverse Indonesia sendiri, if you may give me a number, how big do you think the industry is going to be?
Oh, okay.
Projection-wise, maybe.
Yeah, if you look at Gen Z, right? Indonesia is pretty much, a Gen Z country, right? I think half of the populations will be Gen Z. And if we look at Gen Z being the trendsetter in many different industry as well, for example, like the OTT, they are the main driver for OTT. We believe it will be the same for Metaverse. Pasti anak-anak Gen Z yang akan meramaikan Metaverse di awal. Nah, tinggal sekarang mau pakai angka yang mana nih? Berapa persen dari Gen Z? Okay. Right? But I think kalau kita mau lihat, okay, let's use 10% of the Gen Z populations. Itu aja angkanya udah besar banget, Bila.
Yeah. I see. But in terms of kira-kira nih, mungkin 10 tahun lagi dari sekarang, how big of businesses that will get on board on Metaverse and do their business on Metaverse? At least the Indonesia, or if you have a global number, it's fine too.
Okay, kalau lihat the global number, of course, in terms of global number, banyak sekali report yang udah dikeluarin ya. Kayak McKinsey aja bilang, okay, the economic value in global metaverse di 2030 bakal mencapai 5 triliun dolar Amerika.
Okay.
Dan ya 2030 itu kan cuman another 7.5 years dari sekarang gitu kan. Itu sudah katanya bakal mencapai 5 triliun. Belum dari angka-angka yang lain gitu ya. Jadi bayangin Indonesia ini nomor 1 kalau bicara gamersnya gitu ya. Dan kalau itu jadi early adopter ya kebayang. At least potential market di Indonesia mungkin bisa di atas 10 juta sampai 15 juta orang.
Yeah, okay. Sebagai adapters ya, most of the gaming I heard, well, I need to be scientific with this. Cuman a lot of developers actually look into Indonesian users as their base, and we see their behavior. We are the platform of feedback for them.
Correct.
Right, but so then, selain users and gamers and these adopters, I'm sure teman-teman yang udah Gen Z ini, they are looking into how can they do business on this. Like what are your advice untuk at least the individuals first to get ready?
Okay, Dila masih ingat nggak? TikTok itu menjadi besar di awal pandemi. Suddenly orang-orang yang stuck di rumah menjadi kreator, ya kan? Imagine these people bisa masuk ke metaverse, tetap menjadi kreator, tapi bisa memberikan experience yang lebih imersif ke audiensnya, right? Jadi kita selalu bilang Metaverse Indonesia ini sebenarnya platform diciptakan untuk para kreator di Indonesia. Gitu. Kenapa? Karena Metaverse will be driven by these creators. Nah, benefitnya buat kreator apa? Selain mereka bisa mendapatkan penghasilan, tentunya ada teknologi yang bisa melindungi hasil karya mereka, Dila, yaitu teknologi blockchain itu tadi. Gitu ya. Jadi kalau sebelumnya kreator bikin konten, dia cuma berharap dapat piece of the advertising money. This time they can create and still get the piece of the advertising money, but they can maintain the ownership of their content that they are creating. Gitu. If you create a content, you upload it on YouTube, who owns the content? Gitu kan? But with blockchain technology, creators can can have ownership of their contents that they create, and they can still earn the royalty based on the content that they create using the blockchain technology. So it works good for everybody, seperti itu. Dan if we are talking about content creators di dalam Metaverse, there will be plenty of segment, Dila. Already we have fashion designers yang udah ngantri masuk ke Metaverse Indonesia. Ada fashion designer pasti butuh garment designers untuk di dalam Metaverse. We will be launching the first fashion show in the Metaverse very soon, in the next couple of months. So there are many exciting parts for the creators, dan creators nggak perlu takut hasilnya tidak terrecognize, karena the proof of ownership upon their creations itu ada di atas blockchain.
Wow.
Gila. Jadi it opens up new opportunity sebenarnya. Gitu. Tadi you were asking me, terus dari brand gimana? So far sudah lebih dari 100 brand sebenarnya yang sign up ke Metaverse Indonesia. Each of them are trying to work out what is best and what is the most relevant for their audience. I think relevancy is the key. We will not say to brand, hey, let's be FOMO. No, we don't want to do that, gitu ya. Karena FOMO will not generate you any profitability, tapi malah jadi cost. But if you can look at the relevancy towards your brand and the audience, that's where you can create profitability di dalam Metaverse nantinya. Gitu sih, Dila.
I see, okay. Untuk teman-teman yang kurang paham FOMO itu apa, it's fear of missing out. Dalam konteks ini adalah reaksi terhadap sebuah saat aja, sebuah tren aja ya. Dan mungkin tanpa melihat the entire long strategy as the brand. Yeah. Wait, so sebenarnya Mas Steven, kapan sih these creators bisa go into business langsung di Metaverse? Like, are we seeing 2 years?
Okay. We are in the process of building the Metaverse Indonesia, right, Dila? Of course, it is not a small feat to do. We are basically recreating the entire Indonesia in the Metaverse platform. So it takes a lot of efforts, a lot of resources, a lot of people, a lot of expert, advisors from all over the world juga, gitu. Jadi we hope to be able to offer this opportunity kepada kreator itu as soon as end of second quarter next year. We hope, right? I will not promise anything, but of course we are working hard towards that, plan.
Okay, wow, that's ambitious. Thanks for sharing that. Get in trouble.
At least we are giving the opportunity to the existing creators yang selama ini udah terbiasa kerja bikin konten di YouTube, bikin konten di TikTok, untuk bisa translate and convert some of those content ke dalam Metaverse, put it on the blockchain so that they can earn something juga, gitu sih.
Harus disiapin dari sekarang kah, atau kita tunggu Metaverse Indonesia?
Sebenarnya I would suggest to a lot of content creators, silakan mulai bersiap-siap dari sekarang, karena kreativitasnya perlu di desain ulang, gitu ya. Kalau yang selama ini mungkin cuma satu arah, nanti kita harus bikin konten yang imersif. Nah, konten imersif seperti apa tuh yang harus disiapin? Nah, itu nanti mesti dipikirkan.
Mas, kalau gitu kasih kisi-kisi dong untuk whether individuals atau like tech businesses or brands at all. What are the steps yang harus mereka pikirin sih, Mas, to get ready to do business in Metaverse?
Okay, mungkin ada 3 hal yang mesti dipikirkan, gitu ya. Yang pertama, engagement-nya mau seperti apa. Lalu dari engagement itu nanti aktivasinya mau seperti apa, dan positioning di dalam Metaverse-nya mau seperti apa. Karena you will be competing with a lot of other brands, a lot of other creators, gitu ya. Jadi yang 3 hal tadi sangat penting untuk dipikirkan dari sekarang. Kalau di dalam Metaverse, kita juga harus mikirin cara monetize-nya seperti apa, supaya mudah untuk para users-nya, kayak gitu. Jadi mungkin dari sana sih berangkatnya, seperti itu, Dila.
Mas, what is the currency used on Metaverse?
Oke, currency use kalau buat Metaverse Indonesia, we will use Indonesian rupiah. You need to convert that into the in-game currency di dalam Metaverse supaya bisa bertransaksi di dalam Metaverse. Selama pemerintah Indonesia masih belum memperbolehkan kripto sebagai alat transaksi, kita akan tetap menggunakan rupiah. We are hoping the government will quickly create digital rupiah. Mudah-mudahan itu bisa cepat terrealisasi gitu ya, karena we understand OJK, BI dan para regulator yang lain juga semuanya melihat ini sebagai sebuah wadah yang perlu disupport. In the metaverse, it is important to think about the socio-economic value. And if we are talking about the economic value, you need financial services untuk ada di dalam metaverse. Financial services diregulate sama BI dan OJK. So again, the regulator juga lagi berusaha memahami dan membuat regulasi-regulasi yang bisa membuat semuanya menjadi lebih nyaman. Jadi bukan regulasi yang memperlambat, tapi justru yang membuat segala sesuatu menjadi lebih tertata kayak gitu.
Jadi dulu bercandanya adalah for tech companies atau just new technology provider, mereka harus sikat dulu nih their strategies, baru nanti regulations nyusul. Usually they just legally first, nanti baru
Yes. Iya, dulu kan ada bercandaan semua bisa dihalalkan sampai pada saatnya perlu diharamkan gitu kan.
Tapi sekarang like everybody is actually working together biar nanti metaverse-nya is gonna be smooth, and like ya udah sebagai suatu kesatuan di mana financial services is going to be there, brands juga udah privately they can just think about their activation engagement seperti apa, meanwhile transactions-nya diamankan oleh BI dan OJK ya.
Ya, mudah-mudahan segera ke sana sih, Dila, karena we want the existing financial organizations to be the main financial providers di dalam metaverse tentunya gitu ya. Jadi kita nggak ingin malah mereka yang ketinggalan karena they have the brand, they have the credibility, tapi ya kadang-kadang ada regulasi-regulasi yang mungkin memperlambat mereka untuk masuk ke ranah baru seperti metaverse. Tapi hopefully the key players untuk metaverse Indonesia adalah the existing financial players yang memang udah punya credibility.
Okay, that's good. But you are talking to all of them, I'm sure.
We are talking to them. We consult with them as well. We have regular sessions with them as well. Ya gitu.
Okay, that's good. Well, in terms of the brands, Pak, dari from the private side of the companies, mereka ini saat ini gosipnya when they're thinking about being on Metaverse, are they completely targeting Gen Z now?
They are at the moment they are completely targeting Gen Z, especially financial industry. Mereka benar-benar targeting Gen Z karena apa? Karena I think you do realize the competitions in the real world when it comes to banking services is quite stiff gitu ya. Jadi mereka ngelihat mereka nggak boleh ketinggalan nih untuk ada di dalam metaverse karena ya Gen Z ini harus dari awal bisa dirangkul dan diajak ke mengenal brandnya supaya bisa relevan.
Okay. Well, now Gen Z, we know that they are the main users of metaverse, but that means Gen Z juga yang nantinya akan take over jobs yang will the all industry surrounding industry that will support metaverse. Dari everything you mentioned, the activation, the branding, the even fintechnya juga, it will be Gen Z yang paham mengenai ini. What do you think will be the biggest I'm gonna say industry, but in a way that maybe the new professions that will show up by the arrival of metaverse?
Interesting you should say that because when we talk to the younger generations, apparently they understand metaverse much better than us, and they say, okay, I want to do this in the metaverse, I want to do this in the metaverse. One of the more interesting professions adalah kemarin ada satu anak yang ingin menjadi urban planner tapi untuk di dalam metaverse. So she wants to study urban planning in the actual university, the real world, tapi she specifically wants to be the urban planner untuk metaverse. Dan menurut dia opportunity-nya akan sangat banyak karena there will be a good a high demand when it comes to urban planning untuk di dalam metaverse-nya nanti.
Wow. That means because we're WIR sedang mengerjakan Metaverse Indonesia. When there's somebody who wants to do urban planning, meaning that there is actually space for people to create a whole new city, kayak di Sim City, and you will provide that then.
Yeah. Because only by providing that opportunity, then the metaverse can grow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Jadi
Yeah,
nanti,
but of course we try to maintain everything and in context ya, Dila. We don't want people to create something that is out of context di dalam Metaverse Indonesia.
completely new. Oh, I see. Wow. Okay. So that means there's urban planning atau fashion designers can be there. So if I may say, berarti industri yang sekarang ada surrounding us, the logistics, the fashion, the e-commerce, all of these things, Metaverse is not necessarily a whole new industry. It's actually a layer providing a whole new platform, if I may say.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, Dila. Metaverse is not competing with the current internet. Metaverse is built on top of the current internet. Jadi, it will just give you a much richer experience when it comes to the immersive experience di dalam Metaverse nantinya.
I see. Okay, well, that's good. Jadi untuk our audience right here, whether they are familiar with technology atau development or engineering or not, it's not necessarily mereka harus masuk to whole technology space atau mereka harus berdasarkan their work in digital. Tapi whatever expert in, apapun yang mereka tahu in their domain, we can actually develop that into Metaverse. So it's no reason to panic, right, Mas Steven?
No, there's no reason to panic. In fact, Metaverse will open up a lot more opportunities for the for the Gen Z. We had a discussions the other day with a biology faculty of one of the largest government university, and one of the things that they want to do adalah memberi kesempatan buat Gen Z belajar tentang biodiversity lewat Metaverse. Kenapa? Karena di dalam dunia nyata, Indonesia is so rich when it comes to biodiversity, but you cannot go to a jungle deep inside Kalimantan, kan? You will never do it in our lifetime juga gitu. So with Metaverse, it opens up that opportunity to educate the general public, specifically in Indonesia, about Indonesia's biodiversity, tanpa harus ngerusak lingkungannya sendiri di tengah hutan di mana misalnya kayak gitu. Jadi a lot of things yang bisa diberikan lewat Metaverse.
Education, biology, history, culture.
Yeah.
I actually met with one of the the twin companies. Correct me if I'm wrong, tapi ada some providers that actually they develop the scanning of an area atau the province, dan kemudian they take a look at the artifacts and everything. And I saw that in Bali, di mana mereka completely scan very detailed, Mas. It's amazing. Topeng-topeng Bali, keris Bali, meaning that kalau 5-10 tahun lagi they're gone, we still have that exact
yes
yang kita lihat on the VR.
Yes, correct. We have a working partner who's doing a full replica of Machu Picchu. Dan mereka benar-benar bawa LiDAR laser scan ke lokasi di tempatnya, di gunungnya, semua di scan pakai LiDAR scanner, dan di ancient world of Machu Picchu itu di recreate lagi supaya anak-anak sekarang bisa belajar dan benar-benar rasain kayak gimana sih sivilisasi di zaman itu.
I see. Okay. So the entire, oh my gosh. Okay. Jadi the actual area secara topografi and geografi is exactly real. Tapi on top of that kita bisa tarik 10.
Bisa. Di orang manusia bisa di-recreate lagi, ya kan? Bayangin if we want to teach our kids gimana pada saat Presiden Soekarno sedang merumuskan naskah proklamasi. We can recreate that in a simulated world where the students can actually sit next to President Soekarno while he was thinking about writing the naskah the Independence Declarations kayak gitu. That would be cool kan untuk belajar daripada kita belajar cuma di textbook gitu.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I really hope, Mas Steven, that our schools, our public schools, will have access to that. Untuk menguasai, untuk experience Metaverse, you do have to have the tool, the hardware, yeah?
We do need the hardware, but I think one key to point out is that the cost of hardware and the price of hardware, like everything else, is getting cheaper and cheaper. The technology is getting more mature as well. Gitu. Jadi, eventually it will become super affordable that everybody will use it, on a daily basis.
That's amazing. That's what we'd like to hear. Hopefully, karena we just want this to be inclusive because sekarang ini kita lagi ngobrol mengenai Metaverse in a way that Indonesia has to know this. We are doing the NXC International Summit, talking about Web3, talking about Metaverse and doing business in it, but we have to think about how can actually everybody experience this soon dalam arti together, nggak hanya special niche group of people duluan and then 5 years later baru school kids, but we want everybody to jump in.
That's why we are creating our Metaverse on the mobile platform first, Dila. We don't do it lewat VR glasses atau lewat PC, but we focus first the mobile device karena that's the key for Indonesians to be able to access the Metaverse nantinya.
Wow, this is great. You're doing a noble job.
Finger cross.
Finger cross. Kita sekarang lagi ngintip ke masa depan di mana Metaverse ini sudah banyak contekannya, what it's like, siapa aja yang bisa gabung, opportunity apa saja yang bisa ditimbulkan atau diciptakan dari kehadiran Metaverse. Untuk itu kayaknya I think it's better for me to just be interactive dan bacain pertanyaan yang udah ada kali ya, Mas Steven, if you're ready for that.
Okay, let's go.
Sambil aja, I think the first question comes from Adui namanya. Apa yang akan menjadi pembeda Metaverse Indonesia dengan Metaverse lain yang sudah ada hari ini? That was my question too, Mas Steven.
I think one key difference that we have is the aspect of O2O. We do need to understand that we are in the very early stage of Metaverse development for Indonesia. So it is important to give the opportunity for users to enjoy the benefits of Metaverse through O2O experience. Salah satunya adalah gini, tadi kita bicara tentang gaming. Gaming is the roots of Metaverse. Indonesia has a lot of gamers. Kita akan berikan daily quest so that every users of the Metaverse can enjoy their real life benefits juga. Seperti itu, Dila. Jadi that would be the key difference yang Metaverse Indonesia akan tawarkan. Selain itu tentunya ada aspek-aspek security dan lain sebagainya yang dari awal sudah kita set up to protect Indonesians in general. Because we do not want Metaverse Indonesia to be a platform yang dikotorin sama hal-hal yang selama ini kita tahu terjadi di sosial media. Seperti itu, Dila. Jadi, again, the O2O aspect is the key difference, but we will also focus on how this platform can be a safe place for everybody in Indonesia.
I see. Can you explain a little bit about O2O, Nice?
Okay. For example, you go to a mall, right? You buy a T-shirt in the local retail outlet. And then in that T-shirt, you can have the NFT versions that you can claim di dalam Metaverse Indonesia. So you can own a digital version of your T-shirt, for example. The other way around, when you play inside the Metaverse Indonesia and then you play something so that you can earn something, you can use that to redeem an actual goods or services in the real life. Yeah, imagine if you go into the digital versions of Plaza Indonesia, for example, and then you purchase their digital assets inside the Metaverse. When you go to the actual Plaza Indonesia, you can redeem your benefits, misalnya dapat free parking for 6 hours. That's the kind of O2O synergies that we are trying to create.
Okay, it's offline to online ya, just
Yeah.
application of that. Dan di Indonesia ini sekarang, while you're building this, so mengajak basically innovators ya, Mas Steven, like the innovators to try out, experiment, and what can they do di Metaverse Indonesia. Sedangkan Metaverse lainnya, as in negara-negara lain, apa aja sih Mas? Negara apa saja yang sudah take a look into countrywide Metaverse building?
China definitely udah looking at their own metaverse. I think China's metaverse will be different than the rest of the world for obvious reasons, right? We also know South Korea is also creating a metaverse for one of their city, and we heard a few other companies are also creating metaverse for their own company. I just came back from Bangkok this morning. Di sana di subway udah ada satu foto besar, meet your metaverse human. Terus ada fotonya, model virtual influencer gitu, ada QR code-nya. Kalau di scan, that avatar will appear next to you, right? So banyak sekali negara-negara yang sudah mulai mengeksplor tentang metaverse dan memperkenalkannya ke publik itu secara bertahap sih, dengan berbagai caranya mereka.
I see. And basically government dari beberapa negara is already kind of supporting that ya. Kemarin ada aplikasi that was interesting for me, application to Metaverse di mana there's a hotel ini dia jualan, okay, it's already in the Metaverse dan kita bisa sewa tempat itu atau timeshare di mana you can shoot your video there and everything. Tapi waktu itu aku mikir, shoot your video in Metaverse, how does that work? Turns out if you rent that room hari itu atau bulan itu, you can do your video di Metaverse, but also you get hak untuk nginep di situ in real life, like a day.
Yep. You know, when you check in into hotel, sometimes you see a painting di dalam hotel. Wah, keren tuh lukisannya gitu kan. Already ada hotel yang lukisan-lukisan di dalam kamarnya itu ada digital versionnya. Jadi if you go into that hotel, you checked in, you like the painting, you can have the digital versions.
Yeah, and that's you earn the right to own that one thing. It's yours. And karena blockchain itu forever within the contract that is yours, you own it, and we know that.
Yes, keren ya. Jadi I think digital ownership is something yang kita nggak pernah kepikiran sebelumnya gitu kan. Siapa sih yang mikir your JPEG itu bisa di blockchain kan dan menjadi the true owner of your digital content kayak gitu.
Itu sebuah konsep yang mungkin masih harus kita educate ya, Mas Steven.
Makanya datang ke NXC. Makanya datang ke NXC. Asik kan masuknya.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Mas. Because that's the thing, mereka kira kayak ngapain I have to pay 200 juta untuk lukisan ini atau 20 juta atau 20 pieces of Ethereum. Meanwhile, I can just copy that. I'll download that bored ape face. No, it's actually not that. Ya kan, Mas?
It's not just that. Itu on the speculative side yang sebenarnya it's just a game for some small segment of the market gitu. Tapi if you're looking at the major impact, banyak hal-hal lain yang bisa di deliver oleh blockchain dengan baik. Kita tahu ada startup di Bandung misalnya, mereka bikin blockchain untuk petani kopi. So you can literally trace kopi itu datangnya dari kebun yang mana, yang ditanam oleh petani yang mana, gitu kan. It's good for sustainability, fair trade dan sebagainya. That's the real impact of blockchain yang kita pengen lihat, gitu. Not the NFT yang dalam tanda kutip digoreng-goreng, gitu kan.
That's an absolute use case yang sekarang lagi dibahas oleh people behind NXC actually really good people yang mau menggunakan resourcesnya for good, for sustainability untuk bikin fair like untuk petani-petani, you know, this economy driven by our farmers.
Yeah, we are talking to a university Dila yang mau pakai our blockchain untuk ijazah-ijazah bagi mahasiswanya. And they want it to be non-transferable because ijazah is supposed to be yours forever, non-transferable. And we said, hey, yeah, let's do that because then it will give actual credibility juga buat the university and the graduates.
Biar kalau banjir hilang nggak sedih ya.
Yeah, exactly. Karena udah ada di chain gitu. Yeah.
Ya, untuk ngomongin masa depannya Metaverse or like blockchain itself, banyak banget aplikasinya yang I'm sure you already have it in mind and it's going to be developing so much more. But since we're talking about Metaverse, there's this one question yang muncul lagi, Mas. I asked this question before, but I think we can dive a little bit more into it. Di mana the question is, what is the framework that corporation need to prepare to enter Metaverse? Tadi kita ngomongin individual and brands, but maybe real steps for corporation. Ini dari Pak Suwandi Tan asking.
Okay. The key is how do you build and add value to your customer in the Metaverse? Itu aja sih sebenarnya. Yeah, like look at Metaverse like your other channels. So it is an omni-channel kan. So your business will usually manage omni-channels, right? Sama Metaverse juga treat Metaverse like one of your channel. How do I expand and build my business and add value to my customers so that I also can add value to my business lewat Metaverse? If you can answer that one questions, selesai kok. Kayak gitu.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty straight. Kayak misalnya, like, just do business as usual, tapi ada, well, there's a whole new channel. Sama kalau kita mau aplikasiin jual lewat website or Tokopedia or Shopee buka.
Yeah.
The questions for people. Nanti kalau gimana cara masuknya, well, hubungi Mas Steven. Actually, right? Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, can. Yeah. Kalau any other business yang interested masuk ke Metaverse Indonesia, do give us a call. We'll sit down with you and we do the planning together.
Okay, right. Yeah. Untuk sekarang, this might be a sensitive question, tapi untuk sekarang, is it only big companies yang bisa get ready to enter Metaverse?
Enggak juga. We work with a couple of small medium enterprises, and it's interesting because one of the idea that they want to do adalah crowdfunding through tokenizations. They say, oh, look, we don't have enough cash to produce the actual goods because it's quite expensive and limited in production's capacity. Can we raise fund through the Metaverse? Kita coba bikin social token supaya orang-orang yang believe with their product bisa terlibat di social tokennya. Once the fund is collected, udah barang benerannya diproduksi. Itu untuk UMKM yang sekarang lagi kita siapin juga.
Okay, good. So basically, if I may announce dari sini, if you want to get ready, get your business onto Metaverse, mau belajar atau nanya-nanya dulu, they can contact you, or not you personally, maybe WIR group.
Ya, atau daftar ke NXC, ketemu di Bali, nanti kita diskusi lagi sambil ngopi di pinggir pantai. NXC lagi Dila.
Itu janjinya ya, pokoknya. But karena I think for us to get ready untuk mempersiapkan diri dan perusahaan kita untuk bisa adapt untuk ke sini, I think hal yang paling penting adalah mengelilingi diri kita sendiri dengan mentor atau praktisi-praktisi yang sudah ada, which is going to be di NXC International Summit tanggal 28 Agustus sampai 2 September di Merusaka, Nusa Dua. Untuk teman-teman yang mau masuk atau lihat-lihat, kita bisa paling gampang lewat Instagram kali ya. Kita bisa lihat Instagram @NXC Summit 2022. Yeah, that's where you learn. At least hang out aja dulu. Tadi dijanjikan ngopi pinggir pantai. Please do, and then we get to all learn together di sana. Plus ketemu sama brands dan pelaku Metaverse yang sudah ada di sini. Bahkan mereka tidak hanya dari Indonesia aja. Tapi juga penting untuk saya sebutkan bahwa sekarang investors mancanegara dari mungkin lebih dari 20 negara yang akan hadir di NXC itu bisa mengencourage kita to see bahwa Metaverse, businesses yang dibangun dalam blockchain itu menarik banyak investment, right? Investment dari luar negeri masuk ke Indonesia, karena memang developers di Indonesia walaupun mungkin belum terlihat atau belum ada gembar-gembornya, we have already so many developers in this business ya, Mas. In blockchain, we're good. Especially di Bali, Mas, to my surprise.
Yeah. So again, for businesses, they need to again focus on their customer, obviously gitu ya. Tapi how do I build a better reality by enhancing the physical world through the augmented reality yang bisa di-offer lewat Metaverse? Gitu. Ya kan, karena again the key technology dalam metaverse itu kan ada augmented reality, ada virtual reality, dan ada artificial intelligence-nya juga. Of course, blockchain yang tadi kita sempat bahas is one of the foundation of it as well. Tapi the key technology kan ada AR, ada VR, ada AI. Nah, tinggal brand mikirin deh, how do I build better reality by enhancing the physical world through augmented reality? Gitu.
Kayak orang-orang mungkin agak mikirin kayak, oh, there's privacy, we can do bad things di metaverse without it being traced back to us. But I think, and I want to believe this, bahwa people who have access to metaverse, they want to create a better reality. That could be a quiz question, Mas. Thank you for that inspiration. Mungkin buat teman-teman nanti aku sebutin sekarang deh untuk the audience, kalau mau ikutan Nexicorn gratis ya, diajakin langsung dapat pass dari tim Nexicorn, please post something on Instagram in your story, follow at NXC Summit 2022, and then tell us how can you make a better reality on Metaverse. Mau kontribusi apa, mau bikin apa, what will you do to create a better reality on Metaverse. Be creative, dan jangan lupa mention at NXC Summit 2022, nanti akan ada tim Nexicorn yang hubungin hopefully dengan tiket gratis. Tapi mungkin nggak tiket kali ya Mas, nggak tiket berangkat dari Papua, dari Jakarta gitu. Ke Bali, but we'll see you in Bali. Nah Mas, kalau gitu, ini pertanyaan berikutnya. Okay. Specifically to banking di Indonesia, di Metaverse Indonesia. Bagaimana proses transaksi yang dilakukan di Metaverse jika masih menggunakan rupiah? Tadi udah dijelasin secara simple, is it possible bahwa kita beli kayak we put money in the wallet, atau kayak kalau gaming kita beli mana, beli coins, is that the same or how do you do it?
Oke, rupiahnya untuk saat ini akan di-convert jadi in-game currency dulu. Lalu all the transaction will use that in-game currency untuk saat ini gitu ya, untuk memudahkan. Karena kalau kita bicara the wider public of Indonesians, even though we have one of the largest number of crypto users, tapi if you're looking at the general public, we need to consider bahwa it is not easy for the general public to set up a crypto wallet, and not to mention crypto is not exactly alat pembayaran yang sah di Indonesia gitu. Jadi untuk Metaverse Indonesia kita tidak akan menggunakan crypto. Wallet akan tersedia untuk menyimpan aset digital.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Jadi the wallet works more like a custodian wallet, di mana you can store your digital assets inside that wallet.
That's one announcement. I don't know if we can. Kalau misalnya ada tim yang make quotes, bahwa Metaverse tidak menggunakan crypto. So basically semua teman-teman yang sekarang lagi dengerin dan panik kayak, oh no, I shouldn't have sold my Bitcoin dan other cryptocurrencies. It's fine. Selama masih ada rupiah, it's gonna be good ya.
Yes. Dan kita berharap CBDC segera ada.
That's good. I think it's coming up soon. Okay, about fashion brand. Tadi kan kita bilang bahwa, I asked the question, korporasi besar aja kah yang bisa masuk Metaverse? But you did talk about UMKM dan the easy access into the Metaverse world. Tapi sebenarnya untuk dilihat for the retail industry di Indonesia, now with the rise of local brand, all the direct-to-consumer brands are in absolute, fast mode di Indonesia. How do you see it's going to be in the future?
Okay. I think when it comes to retail, Dila, retail will see Metaverse as extensions, lebih menjadi entertainment and perhaps personal assistant services, right? Kalau kita bicara sekarang misalnya di dunia nyata, personal assistant service itu masih hak yang sangat eksklusif, right? Gila. Mungkin hanya di App Store yang mahal gitu. Tapi right. Suddenly semua dari kita ketika kita ingin punya pengalaman retail seperti punya itu tadi personal assistant sendiri-sendiri. I think that would be cool.
That is really great, Mas. Itu yang menyediakan personal assistants itu the different brands ya?
Iya, kayak gitu. Kalau selama ini kan misalnya kita belanja masuk ke dalam supermarket aja, ya udah kita hanya belanja barang yang mungkin kita udah terbiasa pengen beli. Tapi if you have personal assistant, you can say, hey Dila, based on your wearable, I think you need to purchase a healthier food. Can I recommend you to go to that section so that you can purchase something on discount? Because looking at your spending habits this month, you've spent slightly over on that part, so you need to save on this part. That could happen di Metaverse, Dila.
Okay. I'm sure someone's doing that already.
Yeah. Jadi personal assistance is one of the teknologi yang bakal bikin retail experience di dalam metaverse berbeda dengan yang di real world.
Kalau misalnya I do fashion, I'm a fashion designer, does that mean bahwa sekarang saya have to do DKV? Do I have to do visual now? Do I need to learn new skills? Mas, or do I just
I don't think you need to learn the new skill, but I think you need to continuously learn about the tools and the technology available. As we know, yang namanya coding sekarang udah semakin mudah gitu ya, based on visual kan, udah nggak lagi sintaks dan sebagainya. I mean, look at Web 2.0 di awal. Di Web 1 orang nggak bisa bikin website, di Web 2 suddenly semua orang bisa bikin website. Makin kesini, so easy to create your own website dan semuanya tidak perlu syntax coding gitu kan, semuanya visual coding. So I think for designers, as long as they keep up with technology, should be okay.
Yeah, so coming up, I hope mulai sekarang akan banyak edukasi dan pembelajaran for our generation yang mau bisa coding into Metaverse. May I say that? Like design all the key visuals and the whole coding yang tadinya mungkin for website and app. Now you can create 3D stuff di Metaverse. Or gaming design, game designers, 3D architects are huge demand, especially coming from Indonesia gitu. Banyak users, not necessarily a lot of creators. Atau kalaupun ada, banyak yang masih di poach sana sini, mereka kerjanya untuk perusahaan luar negeri. And that's what I found out dari IGDX. I don't know if you know IGDX.
I know IGDX, yeah.
Developer Expo Indonesia, yeah.
Yes.
Kominfo is doing a great job pursuing basically and inviting everybody to participate in the game development industry di Indonesia, and surely semua game developers and publishers, the main market to look at adalah Indonesia, but they're treating us as the biggest user. Tapi I think the past 2-3 years they are also looking at us into like ini nih full talent, also the biggest, at least in Asia. So well, hopefully that goes well. Sehingga nanti we can just merge the gamers or game developers and the Metaverse developers.
Yeah.
But what kita ngomongin bagus-bagusnya opportunity, there might be no downside to this, but in terms of impact to society, Syafira mau nanya, in terms of the impact to society sendiri, Mas, and how we interact with each other. What do you think Metaverse will do?
Okay, I think in the beginning of these discussions, we talk about the impact, how we can begin to express ourselves in a new and exciting ways, how we can become a more accepting and tolerant society, especially at work. We can remove the unconscious biases. Work will feel like playing. Metaverse will give you the collaborative environment. On the flip side, perhaps we can experience dissonance between reality and the metaverse, right? And if we're talking about mental health, perhaps our mental health will also be impacted if you experience that dissonance between the reality and the metaverse. But again, like any other technology that we are using today, it is up to us,
Yes.
right? How we position ourselves in relation to that technology. I still switch off my mobile phone before I go to bed.
Yeah.
But some people don't even switch it off, right? So those kind of things that we need to ask ourselves, how much impact you want the metaverse to yourself.
Yeah, how much do you actually let in into our life? That's interesting karena kemarin sama Joshua Budiman kita ngobrol mengenai the mental health as well, di mana he thinks, I mean he's researching about what really matters in the world, in realita ini nih, di mana dia juga sama kerjain this reality, the metaverse, and I think we both agree bahwa before you get ready for this, you kind of have to get your mental ready first, knowing what you want in real life and what your goals are. Jadi ketika kita masuk ke metaverse, when we master it, we know that our real self adalah like right here.
Yeah. I think school needs to think about giving curriculum on metaverse literacy eventually, karena again, we need to learn to respect others, even though we are interacting through avatars, right? We need to learn how to take care of our own privacy and security. So those kind of thing yang sebenarnya mungkin sudah perlu dibahas di sekolah, karena ya kehidupannya sudah semakin intertwined kan antara real life sama our metaverse life gitu. Jadi kalau sekolah tidak mulai ngajarin sebenarnya agak tough Dila.
Kominfo tahun lalu itu udah tadi like name dropping. I hope it's okay if I get this wrong. I'm sorry Kominfo. But Kominfo tahun lalu itu mengerjakan a whole program dengan judul literasi digital, di mana mereka mengajarkan budaya digital, ethics, bahasa, and I think business. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Tapi sepertinya sudah mau memasuki di mana pemerintah itu sedang mendorong ini nih, etika berdigital kepada rakyat banyak. Dalam arti all walks of life, dari students SMP, SMA, kuliah hingga professionals. That's online. Do you think, Mas Steven, sekarang sekolah-sekolah akan mulai penetrate that program?
I'm a parent of two teenagers. I've seen them grown up with technologies. I've seen them isolate themselves with technology in the past 2 years. So I think it is important and it is crucial for schools to start to address digital literacy at a more serious level. Kalau Dila lihat di mall-mall hari Minggu, banyak bayi yang belum bisa bicara, tapi jarinya udah bisa nge-swipe, right? So I'm concerned as parents, but I think it's never too late to start something from the family, di keluarga kita sendiri, dan lewat sekolah juga di sedini mungkin.
Sudah ada belum sih Mas movement dari baik pemerintah atau asosiasi orang tua Indonesia?
Sebenarnya kalau akses material ke digital literacy, terutama yang terkait sama parenting, itu udah cukup banyak gitu ya. Bahkan global organizations juga sudah nyediain materinya cukup banyak ya. Tinggal kitanya sih sebagai parents yang mau peduli atau enggak.
And also itu sebenarnya ada digital literacy, tapi ada juga sekarang I think yang harus mendorong metaverse education. Who do you think should own that project, Mas, kalau misalnya ada satu yang harus own the project?
I think like every social project, semua stakeholder harus sama-sama bergandengan sih. The government and the private sector and the non-profit organizations, including organisasi yang non formal. Semuanya harus bareng-bareng ya. Gitu.
Hopefully. So well, NXC is the start for it. I'm sure dari semua teman yang datang ke sana will come up with like a whole curriculum yang bisa kita push out untuk formal education di institusi pendidikan formal.
Yes, I think Nexicorn will play an important role juga sih di dalam ningkatin digital literacy. I think if you look at all the participants, eventually all of them will be parents or already parents, gitu kan. Jadi I'm sure they also have their own concern. But again, a lot of things can be done through teknologi juga gitu. I know friends yang anaknya jadi pinter berbahasa asing karena bermain Roblox, and Roblox is another version of early stage of Metaverse juga gitu kan. Jadi banyak hal positif sebenarnya yang bisa muncul dari teknologi seperti Metaverse. Jadi selama kontennya itu bisa kita jaga yang positif bersama kreator yang lain, I think it will gives a much more positive impact to the society juga.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think our conversation kind of encouraged us to see more and more the importance of surrounding ourselves with practitioners, with speakers yang bisa take us atau introduce us more into Metaverse. Yeah, I'm sure there's many, like you said, there's many webinars already. Kita harus liatin satu-satu. There are courses and everything, but Nexicorn actually will bridge all of them and bring them together in one place, di mana kalau kita datang hadir di situ aja without you doing anything, I'm pretty sure kanan kiri udah you're going to get information as much as you can di Nexicorn about this, and at least ngerasain the entire spirit bahwa Indonesia is the digital spirit, the digital energy of Indonesia, di mana nggak hanya kita investment besar karena Indonesia is the delicious destination for investments, tapi juga this is where we talk about things as Indonesia. Therefore, untuk teman-teman yang mau datang for free, please participate in this quiz atau sharing aja deh. What do you think you can do to make reality better on Metaverse? And please don't forget to mention at NXC Summit 2022. NXC Summit 2022. Share your creative ideas atau your aspiration. What do you want to do to make Metaverse a better reality? Just be creative. Differently. Send many answers. But I think it's great for us untuk ngajak semua orang to feel the spirit of this movement, Mas. This is something that everybody should get on board on. Nggak untuk terintimidasi, nggak untuk takut bahwa we're going to lose our jobs. Kalaupun we lose our jobs, I don't think we will, but there will be something else that we can learn and grow with. And the key is adapt.
Yes.
We have 15 minutes-ish left, Mas Steven. Do you have anything you want to share?
Okay, I think again, the discussion today is a vision to the future, right? Metaverse, a vision to the future. When we look at Metaverse, look at it as a 3D internet, right? Where human can coexist and co-experience together. They can have identity, they can have social activity, they can have immersive experience, they can have different variety, they can be anywhere, and there's this economic part of it as well as the civility of it. So it is important to start educating ourselves with the technology and with the potential, educate ourselves by looking at the opportunities inside the Metaverse for brands, for content creators. They can start educating themselves on the IP, on the copyright, on the legal system that could be challenging inside the Metaverse, because some people believe there will be territorial challenge when it comes to IPs. So that could be another discussions for another day. But again, be prepared. Jangan takut dan jangan parno juga gitu. I think that's my message to everyone who's here today. Kalau pendengarnya banyak yang mahasiswa, I will tell the students bahwa hey, your future is actually exciting if you want to learn beyond your faculty at the moment gitu ya. If you are economic major, of course you can learn about how to build a fair economy inside the metaverse. If you are studying archaeology, hey, how can you enhance the experience being an archaeologist inside the metaverse, for example? Jadi a lot of things can be done in many different areas. Metaverse is not for business only. Metaverse is not for one particular segment of the market only. Yes, it is like a video game, but video game is probably the easiest way to describe metaverse for now. Remember that video game is not synchronized with your life, but metaverse will be in synchronized with your life. I think I'm talking too long already, Dila. Help me.
And we still have a lot of minutes.
Yes.
Kalau teman-teman mau nanya juga, please feel free to ask again, please. Otherwise, aku akan minta nasihat-nasihat dari Mas Steven karena it's good. Again, a lot of people are intimidated. Kami rakyat jelata mungkin masih merasa bahwa what is going on? Bapak-bapak ini aja gitu, yang bapak-bapak Steven Ng dan kawan-kawan. hanya beliau-beliau yang memiliki akses, when it's not true at all, right, Mas?
No.
We can educate ourselves more di situ. We can make real money out of it.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a developer.
Yeah, correct. Look at the kids who are playing Roblox these days. If you give them the opportunity to be creators in Roblox, they will definitely create real economic value out of it. My son at one point sold items that generate about 12 juta at the top of his time. That's not a small amount for anak SMP kan, kayak gitu. And he's only selling baju sama celana. Karena kalau di Roblox you can create bajunya sama you can create celananya gitu kan buat avatarnya kayak gitu. So those kind of things yang menarik untuk dieksplor sebenarnya.
Bahkan kalau untuk sesimpel first shooting must help me. Mobile PUBG and Mobile Legends itu biasanya senjatanya mereka bisa jual for millions and millions, right?
Oh ya, itu cara flexingnya anak-anak Gen Z sekarang. Kalau dulu mungkin in my generation kita flexingnya siapa yang punya Rolex terbaru gitu ya. Anak-anak itu kan flexingnya, oh I have the better skin di Valorant for example.
Meaning that they would actually spend real money to flex online yang mungkin waktu itu penontonnya atau teman-temannya mereka like ratusan ribu orang. Meanwhile, here we go the metaverse, you're showing it to like everybody. You can walk around in it. That's real. Mungkin nggak sih kalau misalnya sekarang berapa sih umur anaknya Mas Steven?
15 sama 17.
15 dengan 17. How do you think now they can legally make money dengan adanya metaverse?
Definitely they can. Because they have proven in the past that they can make money out of Roblox kan. Jadi definitely they can make money out of metaverse. A lot of these kids yang sekarang main Roblox, they make money by creating content for other players. They create mini games for other players. They create, bahkan ada yang bikin dekorasi atau bikin pets for other players. Something that we probably don't understand gitu kan. My son create outfits for other players avatar. So hey, the opportunity will only getting bigger and lebih bervariasi nantinya.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I think untuk semua umur we can just jump on this right away, right? Please liatin perkembangannya dulu. And see what we can do berdasarkan passion kita. Again, this is not just for them developers atau anybody yang berkenaan dengan tech. Whatever your passion is, even archaeology, this is actually the right time to learn about metaverse and what we can do with it. Again, untuk teman-teman yang mau belajar lebih lanjut, ketemu sama Mas Steven langsung, come to Bali ke Merusaka Nusa Dua tanggal 28 Agustus 2022 to NXC International Summit. Kalau mau beli tiket, aku bocorin linknya adalah www.locket.com/event/NXC-summit. Agak susah sih ya aku nyebutinnya. Tapi semuanya ada di Instagram @NXC Summit 2022. You can message them, you can tag them, you can mention them. Dan jangan lupa kalau misalnya benar-benar mau tiket gratis, feel free untuk tell us how would you like to create a better life, better reality on Metaverse for you? What is your most creative answer? Please share with us then tag @NXC Summit 2022. I think we have 10 more minutes, Mas Steven. There's no more questions. At least nggak ada yang bisa aku lihat saat ini karena we're in delay. Mas, what else do you think industri yang paling disrupted by Metaverse?
Okay, I'm a bit bothered kalau pakai kata disrupted karena sebenarnya belakangan yang terjadi bukan disruptions tapi lebih ke enhancement. You know, to me yang disrupted technology itu kayak waktu the Wright brothers menciptakan pesawat terbang gitu ya. That really disrupt because then people can travel from one country to another country dengan lebih cepat. Ya, universal language translator. Dan itu yang sedang disiapkan juga sama banyak giant technology company gitu ya. Karena sekarang ini Dila yang satu metaverse dengan metaverse yang lain tuh belum ada interoperability-nya. Jadi masih agak susah kalau misalnya Dila mau pindah dari satu platform ke platform lain, avatarnya pindah, aset-aset digitalnya pindah itu masih susah gitu ya. Tapi semua itu dalam proses supaya ada terjadi standarisasi. Now imagine once the standardizations happen, and then people from different places of the world, they can meet up in one metaverse and they can interact with each other without having any language barrier. That would be awesome. A lot of tech giant is trying to create a universal language translation platform. The challenge is there are so many different languages. Some languages are high resources, some languages are very, very low resources, meaning it is only spoken language or it is only being used by a small group of people. Tapi sekarang sudah ada yang namanya AI, machine learning and everything. Jadi the ability of and the computing power apa yang bisa deliver universal language translator ini juga semakin powerful. Jadi I think that will give a very different opportunity sih for a lot of people. Karena itu bahasa seringkali menjadi kendala. We were trying to do some business in Korea, and to be honest, the language barrier is such a big challenge. Udah pakai translator juga, oh man, it's like, if I can drop this, I will rather drop this because of the language barrier, right? And with universal language translator, if that can be realized in the near future, I think that would be awesome.
Universal language translator. We're not talking about Google Translate, Mas. It's not.
Google Translate is one of the key technology that will support that universal language translator.
Yeah. Tadi Mas Steven bilang ini untuk transferability-nya dengan metaverse lain itu untuk, are you talking about the programmers or the builders in there atau saya sebagai user? Is it difficult for me untuk travel? I want to see Machu Picchu. Can I go there from metaverse?
Kalau sekarang you can access different social media platform just by accessing your web browser, right, Dila? Yes. With the metaverse kita belum ada di sana. Jadi masih harus download it as an app. Jadi masing-masing metaverse nanti akan punya, kalau Dila mau masuk ke 6 metaverse akan perlu download 6 apps gitu. Jadi belum, kalau di web tuh sudah ada standarisasi lewat hyperlink. Kalau di metaverse lagi dicari nih bentuk standarisasinya apa. Karena even the engine to build the metaverse juga macam-macam kayak gitu.
Jadi tadi different language, if I may say, different language yang tadi bukan like literal verbal language per different country, tapi juga, can I say the programming language is also different?
Programming language also different. Yes, you're right.
That's good. Jadi untuk teman-teman yang di sini dengerin and you're thinking about getting into this, make a business out of it, atau mau create, transfer your content dari social media yang sekarang ada to Metaverse, fokus on Metaverse Indonesia dulu, udah asik banget ya, Mas.
Ya, support yang Indonesia dong.
Ikutin deh kalau gitu perkembangan dari WIR Group. Mas, mau dong social medianya WIR Group dibocorin?
WIR Group tuh punya Instagram, WIR Group ID, di follow deh.
WIR Group ID.
Ya, ada centang birunya kok.
Centang birunya tuh, jadi official, nggak ngarang-ngarang informasi, please follow.
Betul.
Dan follow juga at NXC Summit 2022, karena memang this is a whole summit, pertemuan semua pelaku bisnis yang ada di tech startups pada normalnya yang sudah kita tahu selama 8 tahun belakangan ini, dan juga ada tambahan pelaku-pelaku Web3. Pelaku tuh kesannya jahat banget ya, Mas. praktisi di Web3 atau yang teman-teman tahu tentang blockchain and cryptocurrency, now Metaverse, it's all just developed on Web3. Tapi it's not for me to say, itu untuk kalian cari tahu sendiri di NXC. Jadi jangan lupa, again, I have to mention again, follow WIR Group ID and at NXC Summit 2022 untuk tahu lebih lanjut apa yang bisa kita pelajari sekarang on the way untuk NXC dan apa yang akan terjadi, apa yang bisa kita pelajari nantinya di NXC International Summit tanggal 28 Agustus nanti. So I think that's it, Mas, so far. I don't think I need to summarize everything. I think everything is pretty clear bahwa sekarang Metaverse is here for us. Kita bisa melakukan banyak hal sekreatif mungkin untuk make money atau untuk belajar lebih dalam yang mana mungkin secara tradisional sekarang kita belum bisa capai ya, Mas ya. And this is our time. This is our time to learn more about Metaverse. Mas, any last advices for this session?
No, I think I just like to thank everyone who has, spared their time to listen to us talking to each other. Mudah-mudahan yang kita sampaikan itu punya, value for them. At least, open their horizons a little bit. Good luck.
Good luck, and thank you so very much, Mas Steven, untuk semua informasinya. This is
my
great.
Pleasure.
Dan yang paling penting, it inspire us untuk melihat the future yang kalau misalnya dulu without you introducing us to this mungkin akan lebih gelap dan menyeramkan, but thank you so very much untuk menerangkan ini dan memberikan kita harapan atas kesempatan baru yang akan terjadi with the arrival of Metaverse. So thank you so very much. Terima kasih.
Pleasure.
Tim Dailysocial, tim WIR Group, dan tim NXC for making this happen dan menyediakan kesempatan untuk kita bicara dan sharing informasi ini. So, thank you semuanya. Terima kasih juga penonton di sini yang ada di rumah atau di coffee shop terdekat Anda. Thank you so very much for joining. Please comment, give feedback, atau ikutan ngobrol di @NXC Summit 2022 on Instagram. And then, we can interact more on there. Thank you so very much, Mas Steven, again. Thank you.
I thank you as well, Dila, and thank you for the Dailysocials for having me today. And I hope to see everyone di Bali, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. See you soon, Mas.
Okay, take care, Dila. Bye.